All right, what is going on today, chat? What is up? What is up? Hello, chat. Hello, good people of the YouTube, TikTok space. What is going on? Chris, welcome in. Changing up the format today. It's going to be a long stream, double the time that we normally do on Wednesdays, but got a lot to talk about, got a lot of fun stuff to do. So welcome in, Alexander. Welcome. We're just getting started. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday. Just loaded up on some caffeinated beverages and I'm ready to yap. Had a little nice Rock in the Forest mug today. Can't remember, probably 4 Christmases ago. That's when I got that bad boy. But welcome in, welcome in. Cozy, welcome. Manda, welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday so far. Today we got a lot to talk about. We got some announcements, we got some updates. We of course have grade review episode 35 today. I'm the Glaceon fan. Oh yeah, for sure. I remember you, Alexander. Well, welcome in. I'm sure we're going to be looking at... I mean, you already see an Umbreon on screen. Gryo, welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Yeah, we're going to be... what are we going to be chatting about today? We're going to be talking about some PSA updates that I noticed over the week. I'm going to be starting a new part where we look at weekly, kind of like weekly market analysis, which I thought would be pretty cool. I have a show coming up in, almost 4 weeks, or no, 3 weeks. So I got to really start looking at prices of stuff. I actually have some of the cards back here that I'm going to actually have at the show. So probably go, if there's any that pop up here, I might take some out and just set them aside so I can price them, whatever, but it is a popular card for sure. Well, actually, it's not even... that listing is very undervalued. I think market price... Hopefully, it's not too small. I'll have to kind of talk through it, but the market price on that one, for example, is $941. But yeah, so we got the... So I got to look through my case a little bit more. I have a ton of singles in there. I got a ton of slabs that I got to start preparing for the show October 19th. And the 23rd and the 24th. So I got a lot of work to do. Hopefully going to be doing some inventory. Probably Korean. I don't know if they, well, I think actually I know they do, which is kind of crazy. How they factor in Korean, English, Japanese all into the same set for a TCG player, because I've seen so many like Korean booster boxes sell. It's like, oh, you sort from cheapest to most expensive, and it's always just a Korean booster box. So we're gonna be going over that. I have some giveaways that I want to remind people of. Hey DDT, how's it going? Nice seeing you. You got a walking wake tin from GameStop. That's awesome. Well, hopefully you get some good pulls, and don't let your cats get after it this time. That was really unfortunate that happened. That always sucks when your animals, even though you love your animals and they mean the best, they just sometimes. I'm sure you'll see Faye pop up here soon. My cat, I'm sure she'll come up and say hello. But yeah, how's it going, DDT over on YouTube? What up? What up? Well, that's not good, Gryo. What else? We're gonna look at some Discord stuff today. And of course do grade review, and then towards the end we're gonna continue. I'm not gonna lie, chat, I know when I first started my run of TCG Card Shop Simulator, I told you I wouldn't get too far ahead, and now I am in day 32, so I definitely got ahead. But for a good reason, because a lot of it was kind of boring, so I'm kind of glad I got through the boring parts to keep going. What's the rarest card you graded? I would say the rarest cards that I've graded were cards that I actually pulled myself back in college. Where, long story short, I think I've told this story before, but when I was in college back in 2012, there was a movie rental place going out of business, and I have the image in Discord somewhere, where I opened up, or they're selling packs of first edition Jungle for 7 packs for $1. I'm not kidding. That's not a joke. I was buying 7 packs of first edition Jungle for $1, and as a college student, I gave them like all the money I had and bought like over 300 packs. So fast forward, I opened up, you know, first ed like Evolutions, Scyther. I pretty much pulled all the first ed holos, and when I graded them, like 10 years later, I got a Scyther and a Nidoqueen. That's the two of many in my personal collection that came back as PSA 10s. So just the fact that I opened them up, had them in a binder for 10 years, and then I decided, you know, I'm gonna grade, or not 10 years, it was like 7 or 8. They both came back as 10s, which especially for Jungle holos are so hard to get as 10s. Had the Dragonite PSA 7, that's awesome. Yeah, all like I think Jungle and Fossil and base set specifically, I talk about it a lot when we do grade review, but silvering is like such a problem. But yeah, I don't know. And then some of the other stuff I'll probably go through a little bit here. But this case back here, which includes this sealed Zap theme deck, has 5 of the 6 indicators for being shadowless. I made a video probably a year and a half ago, highlighting the signs to look for when determining a Zap structure deck is shadowless or not. But yeah, I gotta all this stuff I gotta start getting ready for the show in 3 weeks. But yeah, that's probably the rarest. What did my Pikachu get again? I think it got, I want to say it was either a 7 or an 8. Rip your Snorlax binder. What happened to your Snorlax binder? Another show. Yeah, what's up, Phoenix? Betty, what's going on? We're doing a totally new format this time around. I was actually talking with Betty and some of the other mods, and you know, if I want to kind of do more, like when I do stream, I don't want it just to be grade review, because I've been noticing, even like, to be totally transparent, like I love doing it, but just like kind of repeating and not having a chance to talk to you guys was kind of disheartening. So it's kind of cool that I'm like carving time out of, like, I'm still doing grade review, but there's also other things that I like to talk about to kind of talk with you guys a little bit more. Extreme, how's it going? Thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. All the briars have been gotten. Now what do I hunt? Well, actually, Phoenix, that's one of the first things we're actually going to be talking about. What's wrong with the music? This is copyright-free Pokemon chill, relax, and sleep. So if you say, oh no, the music, that you're about to go to bed, it is what it is. But but yes, Betty, I got 2 shows coming up. I'm super stoked for. Super stoked. This is what this, I don't think I've actually ever shown you guys. So this is one of the, so this is like a big Pelican case that I'll bring to shows. So it has wheels in the bottom, has like a bunch of slabs in it, and as well as some raw stuff. So we got like a little stack of stuff. We got some pretty good goodies here. So these are all for like, got a Moonbreon there. I just showed. Where is it? This one? There we go. So this is all stuff for my show coming up that I got to, the Snorlax we're going to look at later was pulled from packs years ago by me, slapped in the binder. Oh, gotcha. That was with the, that was so cool that you used the jeweler light DDT. That was so cool that you used that. But yeah, Phoenix, this Phoenix case, this Pelican case is a godsend. I love it. It's so nice. Oh, I see you, Gryo. That's what I figured. It was probably like because I like kind of pick up on the music when it's like video, like probably like Gen 2, Gen 1. Like there's some Gen 3 that I still know for like music, but anything after that I don't know at all. But your brother ripped it for his video. Well, hopefully the video even got views. But anyway. Cool. Well, yeah, we're just gonna keep chatting, and then so this is the new part that I kind of wanted to start because I was actually doing this yesterday, in preparation for my show in 3 weeks, and the one thing that I really wanted to try to do, and I think it's good practice for us to at least do. Thank you, Gryo, for the likes, and thank you so much for anyone that's liked either on YouTube or TikTok, followed as well. I appreciate that very much. But what I wanted to start doing as almost like an experiment, kind of. Cody, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Is I want to kind of do like once a week. Yeah, Phoenix, but I didn't really like have a format that I wanted to do it in. So I think what I want to start doing is once a week, kind of almost doing like a quick market analysis, and really seeing, because I was kind of going through the filters of TCG Player, and one thing that I've noticed, and I didn't really think of it much, is the best selling part. So my guess when we look at best selling is cards that are like have a high volume of transactions within like a certain period. So I thought it'd be really interesting. So like, for example, when I go to sets, right? So if I do Scarlet and Violet 0, and if I just kind of check all of these, just so kind of like all the Scarlet Violet stuff, I'm just curious what kind of pops up. And why can't, was it 151? Well, I've got 2 shows this weekend. The show's in New York. That's awesome, Phoenix. I'm like, it's been, because I keep yapping because I just drank a bunch of coffee. But my idea, or I'm just super excited to go to shows again, because this whole summer was just built like trying to build inventory, which you kind of see here, and I got some other stuff scattered around. But I'm so excited to go back to them. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, chat. So what I'd like to start doing, and I think this is good practice, being, you know, as a vendor or even a collector, to start seeing like what cards I guess TCG Player is seeing as best selling. Jordan, how's it going? Well, only card that might get me is a tag team card. Oh yeah, for sure. Tag team stuff is so nice. So for example, if we kind of just look at best selling for everything in the Scarlet Violet sets released up to this point, like major sets, right? So the Terapagos EX, obviously Stellar Crown just came out. So there's a little bit of movement here. And let's see how this looks. And let me know if you guys can't see anything or zoomed in. From my end, it looks good. Like the text, I'm not too worried about. But really the graph. And so there's starting to be some transactions for this. I've talked about this a little bit. Normally for newer sets, you want to kind of wait like the 2-week rule to see where it kind of like will spike, and then, well, first it'll dip, then spike because everyone's starting to pull them, and then kind of taper off. But this card's pretty cool, especially this is going to be the first card with this kind of rainbow border, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we'll see how this card goes as that progresses. But so it looks like the Terapagos EX, no surprise, the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown is getting up there in terms of best selling, right? People are going to try to collect these. It's a starter. It completes the Charmander promo that was released and kind of hypes them up. Only got 25. Yeah, you'll have to buy like some loose packs or something, Gryo. Yeah, I hear you, Betty. The like for example, the Squirtle. This art is just amazing. I love this art so much. Like, you got the Squirtle playing in the pool, playing with the Pidgeys. I bet this card's gonna start, you know, catching some steam. Charizard EX, no surprise, from 151. Let's see, we got the Bulbasaur again. People are just going to be trying to collect those. The Greninja, I think the one main chase from what I've seen from Twilight Masquerade is going to be the Greninja EX. Do you know what Pokerogue? Yes, I do. I do know what Pokerogue is. I just haven't had the time to play it because Betty got me addicted to TCG Card Shop Simulator. I've been playing that like every chance I get when I'm home. But yeah, I've definitely heard good things about it though. Let's see what else, because I'm not gonna go like too like through all these. Probably just like the first page is really all I care about. I know Earthen Vessel, for those of you who play the actual TCG. I know Dream Scythe has actually reached out to me to kind of keep my eyes out for these if I ever see them. So these are, I guess, really popular in a lot of decks, in a lot of like high competitive decks, is Earthen Vessel. So if you see these in like bulk, these Earthen Vessels, that's probably good to pick them up. You know, you'll probably see them. It's an uncommon, but it's very playable. You can kind of see the trend line coming up here. With a teal mask, yeah. Oh, Betty, I'm literally at day 32 in TCG Card Shop Simulator. It's such an addiction. I love it. The fact that I can, because I say it all the time in Discord, right? My luck is absolutely atrocious. So the fact that I can spend fake money on cards and feel zero guilt it's amazing. There's a word that I wish I could say, but I'd probably get banned because, like, let's just say it's a very good feeling, and it almost feels like I'm taking something to get to that feeling. It's great. I love it. I just picked it up, dude. You got, like, maybe that's what I feel like I need to do in the Discord, is just see like who gets the best pulls if they buy the TCG Card Shop Simulator. Let's see. Eevee, Twilight Masquerade. Oh, I forgot about Eevee being in very similar art style too. The Eevee with the Squirtle and Bulbasaur kind of looking almost like the pet vibe. You guys, like, that's one of the things I'm going to be showing off today, is I'm sick and tired of you guys having better luck than me. You guys have some of the best luck I've ever seen. No, Gryo. Unfortunately, I really can't explain it because I don't want to get banned. Magikarp, Paldea Evolved, that's as to be expected. I think I have one in here. Let's see. Do I have one? Because I one of the big things I really want to try to do is, yes. So one of the things I want to try to do is kind of get a sense of what's best selling before the shows. So like this. The Illustrator Magikarp. Ooh la la. I think it's the listings are skewed semi. I'm not really even like looking at like the black. I'm just looking at the market price just generally. This is just filtered by best selling. So yeah, it's like, you know, it's all the starters. Charizard EX. Lacey, I'm surprised isn't further up there, but the set, again, Stellar Crown just came out. Again, more starters. Hydrapple EX, Stellar Crown. So a lot of the Stellar Crown stuff starting to go, like, move up the list a little bit. Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, that's going to be one of the ones that, and Briar is in there too. But Lacey's probably the chase for the trainer. I know, that's the Licia. Oh, right. Yeah, Licia, I think when I was kind of like cheating a little bit. I kind of pre-did this yesterday just to make sure that the formatting looked good. I think Licia was going up there in best sales or best selling too, since I pulled Japanese. Yeah, well, I'm sure, like I said, you guys have the best luck, especially you, Betty. I'm sure you'll get it. All right, so that's what's kind of going through Scarlet and Violet now. Does anyone in the class want to take a guess on what we're gonna see when we look up Sword and Shield? I wonder what Pokemon we're about to see as best selling in Sword and Shield. Weird. We see the Umbreon VMAX. Wow, chat. Wow. So weird. Hey, Trav, how's it going? Nice to see you again. And the heart, as always. I appreciate you, Trev. Thank you so much. The Skibidi Charizard VMAX. We got the Charizard V. But yeah, it's just crazy, like how much this stuff is still like riding this selling wave. The Gengar VMAX is going up there, really no surprise. I hear you, Phoenix. It's tough. It is starting to, I think the I mean, I say it's going down, but let's see. Let's take a look. So as of for 6 months, 530, but then 0 items sold. Weird. That's why, like, when I look at price data, like, you really gotta make sure that you're paying attention, especially like. So here's like my big gripe with TCG players sometimes is that there's no way to filter out graded versus ungraded, which is really like graded versus ungraded they can't filter out, and language they really can't filter out. It's so annoying because look at this, like $900. No, it's a PSA 9. Like it's a graded copy. Like TCG player is meant for like raw ungraded cards. What's your opinion on Paradise Dragana new Japanese set? I think it's one of the conversations I'm gonna have down here. So thanks for getting ahead of me, Hatsuo. But I think it's kind of cool. It has some really I mean, obviously Latios and Latias are very popular cards, so I think it's gonna do pretty well. I think it's like, if I were to rank it from like 1 to 10, 10 being like Evolving Skies in terms of modern, I think it's probably within like a 7. I think it has some cool stuff that isn't Charizard. No, you're good. Not enough that's what I think. But there is the long-necked boy. But yeah, so I just think it's really annoying that you really can't look up accurate data, because sometimes it's mixed with PSA or non-English or whatever. But yeah, market price sitting at around, now that I have it filtered correctly. So it kind of had a little spike here in May. June kind of tapered off at 840, and then is starting to kind of go up a little bit more at 940. It's like, here, have a palm tree and just call it a dragon. So that rumored Eevee set for December. Yeah, there's man, guys, I literally can't get over like how excited I am for the new Team Rocket set and the new like gym leader, gym hero-esque set. How accurate is pricing in collector? What card is this? It's the Umbreon. We're looking at, so for those of you who are kind of chilling out, I am looking at what is currently listed as best selling for the whole Sword and Shield. It's kind of nice to kind of see what's kind of going up or going down or whatever. Like obviously, you know, we have like just from the first 9, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 9 cards just from Evolving Skies. I use collector, it's a bit off, but it's close enough. Honestly, so how I normally do it, so this is how I do it personally, because because there's so many little like weird data points that are wildly inaccurate. So what I end up doing is, you know, if I'm at a show, like I need speed, so it's a little bit different. So normally if I'm at a show buying or selling, if I need to price it right then and there, because I'll price them the night before, I'll just use market price for the condition. But if I'm like accurately trying to define market price, for me personally, like if it's like a big card, I'll use like the first 5 sales, like the last 5, including, so I'll have the last sold, the average of the last like 10 sales. It's not 5, it's 10, and then compare that with either like the lowest active if the numbers kind of wild, like range wildly, and then I'll basically average those all together, and that's what I consider market. So market for this one, we're looking at 941. But again, like TCG player has the last sale at 900 with a PSA 9. It's not supposed to be. You know what I mean? But Look them up on eBay sold. Yeah, so I do that. I use eBay for either very obscure promos and graded, and raw I use TCG Player. Because you know, it's just when people think of graded, people think of eBay. When people think raw, they think TCG Player in terms of like where they're buying their stuff. So I just try to just stick with what most people are going to tell me anyway and just keep it consistent. But yeah, sometimes for like promos, you know, obviously something that's not on TCG Player, I'll go on check on eBay or anything like that, but that's how I normally do it. Do you think 9.5 Beckett, Japanese Latios, and how much do you think? Oh, I have no idea. I would have no idea. I'll just check eBay at that point. Just art, hat, 100% art. I mean, it's evolutions. The set was stacked. Like the set, in my opinion, I don't think an Evolving Skies set will ever happen again, because this set came out like during COVID. Like it had like manufacturing issues like that. This set was absolutely slammed packed with like evolutions and like really good dragons like Rayquaza, Dragonite. Even the alt arts, like the non-secret rares, were like really good because it still had the evolutions. Like if you pull like an alt art, most of them are insane, like actually insane. But the pull rates are awful. That's why they call them Evolving Cries. They're absolutely awful. But as you can see here, right, we like all of it, like even as we're still scrolling, we got Dragonite V, Espeon VMAX, the Fusion Strike, the only evolution that didn't make the cut. And then Battle Styles, one of my personal favorites. This card's just so funny to me. The Starmie V, this one I'm really going to be trying to look for at the shows, because this card I think is super like not like super slept on, but somewhat slept on for like a regular trainer gallery. I think this card slept on a little bit. Does PSA degrade a card that's expensive even though the Moonbryon comes OC half the time? I don't say degrade, like degrade meaning like get a lower grade. It really just depends on, like, you know, we're gonna go over it later on tonight with the grade review, but it really just depends on, you know, corners, centering, edges, surface, all that stuff. So it really just depends. Do you have all these on your shop? So I haven't updated the online store because I'm preparing for my in-person show in 3 weeks, so I tend to take a lot of that off. But I have most of what I'm going to sell in these little piles here. I still got to go through them all. I got the Umbreon VMAX here. We got the Groudon EX promo, which is kind of cool. Some of these I've shown on stream, but just trying to got some more Evolving Skies stuff, Sylveon. So just trying to find, like, that's one hard part about being a vendor, is really trying to balance out what people are really going to want at a show. So like one big thing that I really am trying to look for, which is why I really want to do this, this kind of like exercise, I guess, from what we're doing, is looking at the last 3 sets, starting from Scarlet and Violet and then working down Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon, because people are still, you know, from shows that I've been to, most people tend to stick with raw over graded, because most people are trying to collect like the sets, or collect sets, or just have binder collection, stuff like that. Too bad I can't pull anything from a ball. Yeah, DDT. I can't either, dude. I'm right there with you. I can't pull crap. But yeah, I'd say Apple. I'd say most of them I have in my shop, but not all of them. Which is why there's another piece that I'm going to be trialing out at this upcoming show. Maybe I'll talk about it later tonight. Get your guys' opinion on it. Oh, we just hit 1K likes. Thanks, guys. Over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Sun and Moon, Lily, obviously. Lily is probably going to be the like one of the top best-selling cards of Sun and Moon. 30th anniversary is coming up too. Is it? There's no way it's already been like almost past the 25th anniversary, is it? None. Thank you for liking the live. In your experience, man, if we could hit 10K at the end by the end of October, that'd be crazy. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe that I'm like actually like kind of close, which is nuts. But yeah, obviously the Gengar and Mimikyu alt arts, like the tag team stuff, like that was such a, because Pokemon always likes to do these little like gimmicky, like they had the Radiant Collection, or like Amazing Rares, Radiant Collection, just like all different variations, like V-Stars. That's what I was really meant to say. But the tag team stuff was really cool. Yeah, I think so too, Phoenix. I think Lily and N are gonna be going up there pretty soon because they just showed off the N's Reshiram. In my experience, yes, Apple. So I actually have, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys these, because I've talked about it a lot. So I have so one of the things that I have is I have like these little dollar binders. So I have a $1, $2, $3 binder that I'll bring to shows, and people will pick this stuff clean. So basically, just to kind of like show it off. So it's just like a bunch of like lower like dollar card stuff that, you know, no one really like wants to have. So it's just literally just like random like trainer gallery stuff, stuff that people are kind of like, it's not worth my time. Just throw in a dollar binder and just call it a day. But yeah, I see those binders, the $1, $2, $3 binders, like fly. Like those are what really get picked clean the most at shows to complete master sets. I know, Betty. Trust me. I feel like the Discord server has like one of the biggest N fan bases ever. Misty's Favor is another one that I feel like Misty's Favor and Starmie V. These ones are going to be ones that I'm going to be looking out for. Latios. So a lot of these I would say make sense to me in terms of best selling. So nothing crazy out of the ordinary. Like Pikachu with red. This Raichu and the Alolan Raichu is always funny to me. Just like gripping the tail. The Nemona. Am I missing it? I don't think it's in this one. Pokegear because playable, probably. Anytime I see like a trainer card that's like one of these, is definitely package. The package comes in today. That's awesome, Betty. Let's see. Yeah, all the tag team stuff. The Rosa, that's an obvious one. The other Lily. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm. So when I look at these best selling, that's kind of what my strategy going into the shows is. Like if I see these, I'd say like not the full first page, but probably like the first like 10 probably. I'll really kind of keep my eyes out for. So that's it's always kind of a good idea to kind of keep these in the back of your head. Yeah, so now that we have that, let's look at some ads and look at some PokeBeach news. So for those of you who don't know, PokeBeach is a good resource to kind of look at Pokemon news. I don't really know too much. So the Pokemon illustration contest came out, or the winners were announced, if you guys knew about that or not. And some of them were absolutely stunning. Like this Pikachu. I think I read the article a little bit, and this one, I think the artist said that they got a lot of inspiration from it, like being like a pet. There's a lot of pet themes, I feel like, because we got the Bulbasaur, the Squirtle, the Eevee, the Litten on the bookshelf, now the Pikachu. So there's a lot of art now coming into kind of this space now, where they're like being more represented as like pets, which I think is interesting. Need to go road tripping to random low pop cities and see what Pokemon stuff they have at Walmart's. Honestly, yes. Sometimes I do that. I don't know. So like where I am, like if I ever go like super rural, Dollar General is always the spot. Sometimes Dollar General, there was one that I went to that had the three card boosters for evolutions, and I ran into that probably 2 years ago. just literally stopping at a random Dollar General in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and they just had a bunch of evolution stuff. What states do I go to? So like Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, because I'm from New York. So kind of like the surrounding, like New Hampshire, or even like in, you know, central New York, like very rural, because I know Dollar Generals are pretty exclusive to low income areas. So you just kind of drive through them. And Costco and GameStop, yeah, that works too, especially GameStop. I hear Best Buy has some crazy deals from time to time too. This for alligator is kind of cool. I really like the kind of like the simplicity of it, because like a lot of the art, like the Pikachu, is like really crazy, like really high detail, which is great. But sometimes it's kind of nice to have a little bit more simplified. The rays coming in for you for alligator fans, it's always cool. Mars don't have a lot of stock if locals don't buy a lot. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because like on one hand, if you have a lot in Walmart, you know, there's like the kind of the horror stories of like people, and that kind of happens like Walmart, Target, like big box stores, where people will just kind of open the packs in the store, steal them, and kind of dip out, and it kind of discourages people from wanting to buy them, or like stores to restock them. But let's see. Oh, here's that new. So I remember I made a video, or I streamed this a little bit ago, that the Pokemon Pocket stuff is starting to have more exposure. I know with Worlds they announced, you know, some of the packs you can get, some of the cards. My GameStop just started having trades today. Interesting. I know the one the few near me have started it, and it kind of like, it's kind of weird how the Pokemon news kind of goes through, because I honestly haven't thought about it in a minute. Ever since I learned that they just sell the graded stuff online, it's kind of like, to me, it kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion. Because it's like, if you're going to be looking for cards online, like really the only reason why people are going to go to the GameStop store is to see if anything's like underpriced. Besides that, it's just kind of like go to eBay or go to, I don't know, whatever other reputable online market is. But I don't know. Over in Europe, the only deals I could get are online sales. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Let's see, but yeah. So it looks like I forgot who asked. I think it was I can't see. Let's see, who asked me. Haruso, I think you asked. So this Paradise Dragana, like the Lycia's Appeal. So these are some of the ones selling over in Japan. Yeah, Lycia's Appeal, Latios EX, as expected. The Latios, the Skarmory is really cool. On the, kind of got the whole like silver van look. Yeah, the Latios and the Latios looking really nice. Let's see. No, like my game started. Oh, I see. Like I see what we're talking about. Oh yeah, some of the cast form. Spoilers, I guess. Let's see. Even the like the non special illustrator, these cards look pretty good. That looks pretty cool. Yes, this Latias goes insane. Then, of course, the bird. I want the dude at the store. Drayton. Looking at a bag of cookies. There's the palm tree. There it is. The dragon himself. Because that's what everyone sees. There's definitely a dragon. You got the Latios, you need the Latios? Well, good luck. Good luck. Alright, so that seems like that's all the news that I care about on that. So what else? Oh, some PSA stuff. I don't know if you guys heard about, I posted it in the Discord in the off topic, but I guess really quick, one of the big things that I noticed, I'm not going to ask you to read all this, but basically the big one is that a lot of people are kind of not really up in arms, but kind of worried on PSA updating their terms and conditions. And the one part, I'm trying to find it. Where was it? It was this one. So basically it's just saying PSA will not grade items which bear evidence of trimming, recoloring, restoration, or any other forms of alteration or tampering. So in my... Yeah, Phoenix. So basically, like, my interpretation is that it's just trying to go against people using like wax or chemicals. Because the thing that because I had to like update, and I'll kind of talk about it a little bit more about the card cleaning service that I'm still going to be launching here soon. Is that like, how can, I don't really think you can prove, like, for example, like, let's say I put a thumbprint on the card and I wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Does that count as restoration? You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna, if you get a thumbprint on a card, no one's gonna, you know, A, you're not gonna see it wiped off with a microfiber cloth, and B, no one with a sound mind would ever say, no, that's not restoration, you're wiping off the thumbprint. Like, what are you on about? You know, but as you kind of go like a step further, the same thing is like, is there, like, there's dirt on the card. Are you just gonna like leave it? Like, you're just gonna leave the dirt on the card? No, I'm gonna like clean it off. But I think that, so one of the things that I'm more hesitant about now, is like, okay, there's like a bend in the card, like an actual like crease. Like, does the process of removing said crease now count as restoration? And I'm thinking like, the needle's starting to go more towards yes than no in that case. And especially like there's a scratch, like filling in the scratch, does that count as a restoration? It's like, yeah, because like my kind of like line, in my opinion, is like, if it's like an add-on to the card, meaning like if there's a thumbprint added to the card or dirt added to the card, and removing that, I don't consider that restoration. If there is something that you're trying to remove permanently from the card, like a crease or a bend or a crease, no, because bend is like, I talk about the book thing all the time, but like a crease or like an impact or scratches, like removing those, I think that's more of restoration than anything. Time to open cards, and yeah, I mean, at that point, like, people make fun of me all the time for having with the gloves. Why are your hands so sweaty? Why do you need gloves, Galaxia? It's like, well, I need to wear them now. In most cases, any polishing agent removes from a surface. I mean, that's literally what it's doing. Yeah, I agree with you. Cleaning is distilled water only. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it, Apple. Like, if you're painting something, right, and you put like just distilled water on it after, you're not really doing anything to the paint. But if you're using like paint thinner or like repainting over it, like, you're altering the paint. But who can genuinely detect that part of the restoration process? That's like the big thing. But it's like, I don't really know, like, the grounds are so loose for them to stand on. So basically that's all, like, the summary of this article. That's pretty much what it is. And the other thing that I have to start doing, and it's really, I really don't even know what they're talking about here, to be honest, is this part. So basically they're calling non-conforming packaging. So like those pull tabs that I keep talking about that I use, I actually have, so like this Magikarp, if you guys have ever seen these pull tabs. So right there, that piece of plastic on the top. So ideally what I have been doing, and most people did, was that they would put the card in this top, like this penny sleeve with the pull tab. And so then that way the grader would just pull the tab versus putting their fat little fingers in there and getting it all dirty. But now they're going to be not liking that. Like, full stop. Is it true that you can get sued if you clean your cards? I think that there is like a big I think I know what you're talking about. I think they're using like really scary like legal terms there. But there's really no, like, for example, right? Because one of the lines, I think it says right here, PSA will not grade items that I was talking about, alteration, and you agree not to knowingly submit any such items. This agree not knowingly to submit any such items. My big question is, so let's say that I buy a card that's said near mint from TCG Player, eBay, whatever. How would I know if that, like, you know, like, obviously, like, I would go through the process and verifying that it's near mint and not altered in my way or whatever. But let's say, you know, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a regular dude that just says TCG Player, that's near mint, whatever. I don't know if that card was, you know, in most cases, most people aren't going to know if that card was altered. If there's like, hey, like, I want to try grading for the first time, I'm going to buy a near mint card from TCG Player, or even go to like a local card show or an event, and they submit a card, and, you know, what is PSA going to say? Hey, you knowingly altered this card. It's like, no, I didn't know. What are you talking about? I went to this shop, I bought it, and I thought it was near mint, and I submitted it. Like, how, there's really no, like, how are you gonna, you know, stand on that? I don't see how it really holds too much weight. But this part is like they're trying to cover their own for when they damage cards. Honestly, Civic, that's not a bad take. Yeah, I think the no pull tab thing, really the only thing that tells me is what DDT's saying is over on YouTube as well. Is I think that they must, like, and again, that's why I really feel like they need to show the full process from start to finish. You know, even like they could obviously like cut things out for intellectual property and stuff like that, but like it almost like leads me to believe, like, if they're, because their big thing, I was watching an interview and they're basically saying, you know, if they don't have the pull tabs and they're like trying to speed up the process, because the CEO PSA, like, his like main goal is to get less than 30-day turnarounds for submission. So it's like, are you just like ripping through these like through a scanner or something, and it's like the pull tabs are causing the scanning, like going through a machine, is that causing issues? Like, what are you doing to the card that you can no longer use a pull tab? Like, what process are you using to speed up and automate that process? It makes you really wonder. Yeah, I don't know, Civic. It is tough. Like, it's really, you know, I think until the community, I have seen AGS grading. Yeah, AGS was a little bit different because there was some investigation I was doing on my own, that they're kind of hiding a lot of data, and their advertising, their promotional campaigns were a little, like, they're a little interesting to me. I'll just put it that way. Like, they're encouraging people to talk about their product, but then they never used it, and they're just using it for like free grades essentially. But also been waiting for a response from them 4 months on them sending them back cracked slabs. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why, honestly, like, weirdly enough, that's why I've been really enjoying doing, like, having my submission like live recorded essentially, because that way, if I do see a cracked slab or anything like that, I can like look at it and say like, hey, like, I just opened this up and it's cracked. Like, I didn't crack it. You know, it's not my problem. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Nick the Potato. How's it going, man? But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. And another thing, too, so at shows, I've been seeing a lot of videos recently on my For You page and my recommended on YouTube about certain people like getting more and more fake PSA slabs. So either screenshot this or what, but if you ever are trying to look at like the authenticity of a slab, this is what they use. So the big one is like the Lighthouse reflecting tab. This, like, where it says PSA red trim connects to Lighthouse. So if you shift it, it'll reflect. The other big one, it was so funny. I watched this one a week ago where someone scanned the code and it scanned a completely different card. So definitely keep an eye out for that. AI base would help turn that around time. Yeah, I think AI is really good in the sense, like, it's kind of annoying, to be honest, like how many companies are just shoving AI into everything. But I think for grading specifically, I think AI would be really good to verify the grade. Like, trust that the grader themselves are like doing their best job, but have AI verified during the quality control check to make sure everything is good before you just like dump it into their submission and send it off. I have one of the old Mega Gengar cards. Awesome. How many ways proves it's a real PSA grade? So pretty much everything that you're seeing on the screen right now. So you have kind of like this reflective, it's kind of showing a little bit of a GIF here, but it reflects. There's this like water ink graphic on the back, or on the front rather. And then on the back, if you use a UV light, it'll show up with the logo. Let's see, it's got the illumination effect, the QR code, obviously. So basically everything here, and just like the feel of the slab too. But what you're seeing, the front and the back, those are probably the biggest ones. Those are the hardest to counterfeit for sure. But yeah, it's I've been seeing a lot of videos about that. And the other one that was pretty crazy, actually, Civic, you're actually the one that showed this to me, is if you guys heard about this this kind of like, what was it, $21,000 or $20,000 in sales stolen or something like that, which I think is pretty insane. So from what I understood, the gist of it was that someone at an Atlanta comic or Collecticon had a bunch of their money stolen by some vendor, and they admitted to it. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because all the stuff's in the Discord, but basically they admitted to stealing around like 21 grand in cash at a show from another vendor. And yeah, it's shitty. There's really no other way of saying it. Like, this story has been told multiple times. I've already seen a bunch of videos on it, but basically, you know, it's honestly one of the main reasons why I even wanted to do the vendor POVs. It's just to have proof, or like some video recording that I have control over, that highlights everything going on from start to finish. And it was really good that he was able to get the footage from the convention center to prove that this person did in fact steal the money. And it's just awful. You know, it's an awful experience. Like, it's obviously part of it's the dark side of being a vendor, that people will steal from you. I think I've had a few stolen from me out of one of these binders. You know, when there's like a $1, $2, $3 binder, so it's like whatever, but it's shitty. You know, there's really no way around it. It's not a good feeling. But yeah, definitely if I say anything enough tonight, whether it's like PSA stuff, buying anything online, like selling cards in person at like big shows where your attention's kind of all over the place, record yourself the entire time, because nowadays, like, you really need that proof. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, kind of thing. So yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I know Civic shared that with me in the Discord. I think it's just important to talk about. I mean, at this point, you have to, Phoenix, like, walk with a GoPro on your face, on your chest, like, you got like a body cam at this point. It's crazy. Oh, so some more lighthearted things. So I made this announcement in the Discord, but since we hit 9K followers on TikTok, I have a giveaway starting. So I made a new link in my link tree. So if you guys want to join the giveaway, it's completely free. It ends on the 4th of October. So if you just go to the link in my bio on TikTok or YouTube, go to the link tree, click on this 9,000 follower milestone giveaway thing, and enter the competition. This is what it looks like. So you get one of these mystery boxes that I've had forever, that I've made, that I like to give away as just thank you products or whatever. And all you got to do is just, you know, verify a few things. You're join the Discord, you're join the TikTok, all that fun stuff. and then you'll be submitted to receive one of these resource packs. And I don't know if Betty is still in here, but I know she won one of them in the past. So if you're in the U.S., sorry for those who are homies in outside the U.S. I appreciate you, love you very much, but customs is a pain to go through, and I apologize, but I just won't do it. But it is live, but it's only live for 8 more days. So again, if you want to join, it's completely free. Go to the link tree that's in my bio, either on TikTok or in the YouTube video, and it's this TikTok 9,000 follower milestone giveaway. It's completely free. It's just my way of saying thank you guys for following the channel and getting me to 9K. Super excited for that. What else? Oh, the other thing, because I talk about it so much and I don't want people to think that I'm lying, is I'm going to be announcing either probably tomorrow, Thursday, probably tomorrow, is the card cleaning service that you guys have been non-stop asking me for. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're asking me. But now is the time. So here is the reveal of the price break. So I had to update this because of the PSA updates to their grading services. So basically, without having you go to sleep by reading this. So basically, this is the 3 tiers that I have. So I've been doing testing with Betty. I've been doing testing with some other people. Excuse me. And this is the model that works best for me. So basically all this is you will send me your cards to clean from a basic term that's still in compliance with PSA's new standard, which I just kind of talked about. And these are kind of the price breakdown, what I'm actually doing, the entire process from start to finish, to get your cards just cleaned. Whatever you decide to do with them afterwards is totally up to you, but I will let you read between the lines, is what I'm saying. So it goes through this process. All this is kind of written out, but if you're in the Discord, I'm going to be making these announcements in there. So this is where you're going to be going, and then all you pretty much have to do is just fill out this submission form. You know, like what you're doing. Very similar to if you're to submit to PSA Beckett. There's really no difference. But once you do that, then you sign some stuff. You send the cards to me. I clean it on stream, and then I send it back. That's pretty much it. So more info will be in the Discord for you guys to look at. So there it is. Card cleaning service. Early access. Okay, so now it is time to grade review. So let me get that prepared. Just give me 1 second. Go full cam here. So I don't want to leak anything. Hopefully you guys are still with me. I'm telling you, we're gonna be doing a long one. We're definitely gonna be doing a longer one. So let's see. So we have grade review episode 35. So we have Waffle Man first. Let's see. This one's like way up there. This one I felt like I almost like forgot. It was like so far up the queue. So let's see if I can find it. Where are you? Waffle, here you are. I'm loving the so I was playing like the same music like every time. I was like, I need to find a different channel to listen to some copyright free music. And it's like the moment I found a Pokemon, Pokemon and Chill, relaxing music to relax, sleep, and study. 5+ hours. I'm digging it. So let's see. So we have that one. We have And my eyes are dry. Oh, here we go. We have Justin with the Zard. And unfortunately, I had my screen rotator, I think, was causing my stream or my browser to crash, so I had to uninstall that. So let me pull that up. And then I'm going to get DDT. I think you're here. Pretty sure you're here. Over on YouTube land. I'm queuing yours up too. And just for you, chat, DDT had actually a jeweler's magnifying glass, which is the first time I've ever seen that in a grade review. So that's pretty dope. And it worked, man. It was able to really zoom in on what we needed to see. So we have the... Man, my browser is just shocked. Here we go. And I gotta edit. This is episode 35, not 34. And let's see. So that was... See, look, isn't that crazy? The jeweler's scope here. Let's see. We got one more. The Slow King. And then we will have enough to start, because my tabs are looking crazy. Okay. All right. So before I start this, I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let me just make sure that this is a little well-centered. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so before I start episode 35, I am just going to get some water. So be right back. I'm gonna grab some seltzer, and we'll get right into it. Grade review episode 35. I'll be right back. All right. I just pulled a Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. Well, there you go, Arnold. That is again, you guys are luckier than me. All right, so let us get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. For those of you who are new here, this is Grade Review episode 35. So what is Grade Review, you might be asking? So what Grade Review is every Wednesday we review cards that you as the community have submitted in the Discord to be reviewed for free on what both myself and chat think your cards will get as a PSA grade. So again, completely for free. And this week we got our queue filled up with 19 cool looking cards. And we are just going to get into it. So some of the tools I'm going to be using is I have a little microscope, or not microscope, magnifying glass to zoom in on certain parts of the card, to look at corners, edges, stuff like that, as well as a little pen tool, so I can make some illustrations, maybe play some tic-tac-toe, do whatever we need to highlight that, you know, there's some scratches there, there's some scratches there, there's a bend here, whatever. That is what this is. So as we go, we just hit 2K likes. Awesome. I definitely appreciate the love and support. If you guys could do me the big favor and just hit that phone, send some likes my way, I really appreciate it. It helps me kind of make that additional exposure on TikTok. We're on the road to 10K followers, which is absolutely insane. So I definitely appreciate all the love and support. And without further ado, we are going to get right into it. So the first one we have from Waffle is the Japanese Mew. So for grading in general, so regardless of what grading company you select, probably the big three would be PSA, BGS, and CGC. We're going to be looking at 4 main grading criteria. There's going to be corners, edges, centering, and surface. So those are all going to be the 4 that we have to kind of combine into one grade. So with modern, we tend to go a little bit fast. And what I mean is that we're not going fast in the sense that we're, you know, trying to overlook anything or whatever. Modern is just that, right? It's modern. It's better print quality. It's assumed that you didn't throw it down a flight of stairs, all that fun stuff. So the 2 big things that plague newer cards the most is centering and corners. So far, this Mew, the corners and the centering actually look pretty good, which is great. So as we flip it over, here is some of the stuff, what I was kind of talking about for the cleaning service. Here's some of the stuff that I would recommend we would remove. In the sense that it's an add-on to the card, meaning that it probably, these little white specks that I can kind of highlight with this magnifying tool. My guess is that this is either, you know, small little cardboard, like little microfibers, stuff like that can just be wiped away with a microfiber cloth or something like that, that will improve the surface grade. So if we wipe those off, those should be taken care of and the grade will actually improve. So if that is the case, then this card, I think, due to the centering looks really good. So we'd have this and this one as well. If we can remove those, you have a pretty good shot at a 10 in my opinion, because all 4 corners look to be in pretty good shape, and the centering also looks to be well centered. So if we can remove those 2, I would say you got a pretty good shot at a 10 because the front also looks good. So kudos to you on that one. All right, so next up we have the Sideways Charizard. So let us get there. And so let us all look to the side. Because the last time I tried using a screen rotator extension, it slowed my browser down significantly. So I had to remove it, unfortunately. It is what it is. But we're going to get into it. All right. So as we tilt our heads, it's all good, Phoenix. It's all good. I think the centering, maybe the bottom, so right here, is a little bit thicker than the top. So it might be slightly off center from that, but the left and the right look pretty good. And then from this angle, I don't see any scratches on the texture. So let's take a look, because that should be the back. And as for the back, and I think I may have missed this, so I think you kind of got lucky. But it is in a sleeve, from what I can tell. But that's okay. Because I think the only thing that I see on here is there is a little bit of whitening on that top part. But aside from that, and it's kind of actually a good opportunity to kind of highlight, you know, since the card isn't a sleeve, I really can't give an accurate assessment. It's kind of my fault. I should have, I looked really more at the thumbnail on this one, I think, than anything. So I can't really tell what's going on in this bottom corner because of this lighting. and right here, because to me, if that's not a sleeve, that's all smudges and whatever, but I know it's a sleeve. So unfortunately, I can't really do much with this. It looks to be in good shape. What it would get as a grade, again, it being in a sleeve, I really don't know. But it looks in good shape. Like, I don't see anything obvious, at least. I don't see anything obvious on the edges. I don't see anything obvious on the corners. Maybe the little white dot there on the top. But that's really all I can kind of give, unfortunately. So, all right. So next up is DDT. So we got some heaters coming from DDT. So first up, we got the Lugia Unlimited from Neo Genesis, English. So let's take a look. So the centering of this card looks really good. Corners look great. And then based off what I can see from here, I don't see, maybe I see a little bit of scratching here. I'll probably be able to see it at the different angle. But we do have a little bit of scratching here on the bottom left. And Faye has made an appearance, which is my cat. She's currently sitting on my hand. So we'll see how accurate my mouse is. And chat, didn't mean to scream in the mic, but we got a nice little swirl there. So that's pretty cool. But you can kind of see some of those scratches that we saw in the first image. We kind of see here. We have some scratches here on the bottom. This looks more like a print line. We have some scratches there, but very, very, very mild, which is really good. The only thing that I do see, so as I kind of flip from this angle to this angle, we do see a little bit of surface issue where that white paint, that white cardstock was removed, which is highlighting some of the silver or the hollow underneath, because it gets darker here where my mouse is. So we'll have to consider that. And here it is kind of going away at a different angle, because again, it's the light. The light's hitting it at a different angle. So some more scratches there in the hollow, but I'd say all in all, besides this, yep, and that's, I would imagine, based off of, here's the little monocle here, that's what they're highlighting here, is that removal of that cardstock. All right, Faye, we're done. Come on. She's like licking my hand nonstop. So on the back, let's see. All right. I think Faye really wants to be on stream, so we're going to close this. There we go. Oh, she went off anyway. All right, so the back, let's see. Well centered there. Man, the back of this card looks really good. Outclasses my 27 angle picture. Yeah, we're gonna say that thing was almost like a 3D scan. Corners look great. Top edge, a little bit of whitening up there. A little bit of whitening in that bottom left corner. But all in all, man, the edges look really good. The surface looks really good. But yeah, really, besides that, I mean, it's just very mild scratching, but then just that removal is really what's kind of stinging you a bit. So I think there's not a whole lot of people, but we're just gonna do it anyway because we're just having fun. So I'm gonna open up the vote for chat. So if you guys want to vote on what you think this Lugia would get as a PSA grade, just type in !vote followed by the number you think it would get. So on TikTok, you can kind of see this the scrolling message on the bottom below the Lugia. So again, !vote followed by the number. It also works on YouTube as well on what you think this Lugia would get as a PSA grade if you want to weigh in. And then what's going to happen is once all the votes are tallied and complete, then there will be the chat grade. So then once chat's done voting, which is exclamation point vote followed by the number on what you think this Lugia would get, then I do my voting. And that's how you do it. So again, if you guys want to vote on what you think this Lugia would get, I'm going to go through again. So here's the first image. Here's the second. Here's the third. And then here's a zoom in on some of the paint that's chipped off. And there's the back. So again, exclamation point vote followed by the number that you think this Lugia would get as a PSA grade. But it's a clean Lugia though. I think it's really good condition. Like all things considered, right? This thing is almost 25 years old. You know what I mean? So, and that swirl placement's pretty cool. I really want one. I really want to see one like coming out of the mouth. I think it would be sick. But I'm sure everyone would. It's not like it's like an uncommon desire. All right, so let me close the poll here. So chat is thinking a PSA 6. So now it is my turn. So what do I think this Lugia would get as a PSA grade? So this shot looks really good. The only thing that we see, which I'm going to highlight a few times again, is these two little chips of paint on the front. But besides that, the centering corners look great. The swirl placement looks really good. A very mild scratching on the hollow, which, especially for a normal type, is very good, considering that normal types are notorious for having scratches pop up. And so we can kind of scroll through again, see some mild scratching on the hollow as to be expected, but not as bad as it could be. And there's another highlight with the jeweler's magnifying glass here on some of that damage that we see under the weight. But on the back is actually in really good shape. Very, very mild whitening. Corners look great. Edges look really good, with the exception of this bottom left one. And the centering looks really good as well. So I think with this little issue here, I think for me, it's really kind of between a 6 and a 5. I think if the scratching was worse, I'd probably lean more towards a 5. But I'd say if this, really the only thing is if this issue here wasn't present, I think for me, this would be a really strong 7. But I think the fact that it is there, I would probably agree with you, chat. I also think that this would probably get a 6. Because the hollow and the centering and the corners are like doing you a really good service, in my opinion. So that would be my assessment. So chat thinks it's a 6, and I also think it would be a 6 too. It almost does look like he's shooting out of his mouth, Joran. The swirl placement is beyond crazy. And if anyone is new here, I know there are some people who are pretty frequent flyers, but if anyone wants to know how to submit your cards for a free grade review, which is done every Wednesday, if you just click the link in my bio, it will send you to the link tree, which I should have on screen instead of just making you visualize it. Give me 1 second. So it is going to look like this. So if you just click here, and here being the Discord icon, it will send you to the Discord page in which you can set up your access for the grade review channel. It's completely free. It is first come, first serve, but that's what we do every Wednesday. And then as a reminder, we are doing a giveaway on the link tree as well for 9,000 followers, which is crazy. Which will lead you here. So this is a free mystery box that I've made. Has a bunch of goodies in it, has some packs, has some custom packs that we've made, some stickers, some cool stuff. It's really easy. You just go here, kind of verify that you follow the site, you visited the website, all that fun stuff to win one of these boxes, and that ends in 8 days. So make sure you go to that as well. Completely free. All right, next up is the Zard. So let's take a look. Centering looks good. Maybe a little bit thicker on the top than the bottom. So we got a little bit of thickness here compared to the bottom. Yeah, I know, Joran. Sides look good. Again, we do see some silvering. I kind of talk about this a lot, but we do have some silvering here on the edge. And if anyone does not know what silvering is, please feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to explain it. But it seems like there's more people that come here pretty consistently that I've talked about it quite a bit. But I'd be more than happy to answer what silvering is if anyone needs to. But this side definitely looks like there is some silvering present. Have some mild scratching there below the fire. You can also see some here by the tongue. Has some scratching right there. And on the back is a little bit thicker. So this top part looks to be a bit thicker than the bottom. And then as we look here, we have almost like we have some issues here. Wizards was lazy, wanted cards out, fasted, and changed the blades out. You got it, Phoenix. You definitely got it. Yeah, they were too lazy. So they just like, we just want the cards printed. We don't care if they're nice and clean and cut sharply. So we have some surface issues here by the Pokeball. But the edges look really good. The corners look good. It just looks a little off center from the top, but it was kind of looking like that on the front as well. Some mild whitening on the edges, but all in all, pretty like what Phoenix was saying. So this is definitely better than some Zards I've personally have owned for sure. So pretty good shape in my honest opinion. Now, really what it kind of boils down to, right? Again, chat, is for me personally, I always think of, do I think this card is near mint or light play? And so based off the front, silvering again is very common in my opinion, and I really don't see a lot of scratching other than just the very, very minimal by the tip of the tongue there. Additionally, and I don't know, this would be something that DDT would have to confirm, but it's okay if they can't get to it right away, is whether or not these two little issues near the button of the Pokeball can be wiped off or not. If it can, they'll improve the grade significantly. If it can't, then obviously it'll have a pretty significant impact on the surface. So I would say, honestly, like this card with very mild silvering, it's really just the centering is like the main issue. With very mild scratching and like even on like the sides, like very mild whitening on the corners. With just some dust again that could probably be wiped off, but the edges are really sharp. I mean, unless you can't get rid of this, like I think you might be looking at like a, because I really can't, unless this is something. I'm really trying to look. I don't know what that is. Can you guys see that? So on my end, it looks like a little yellow dot right above the R in energy. Almost looks like an ink error or like an ink dot or something. I don't know what that is, but the question is, I don't know how much that would take away from the grade. If it's just like an ink dot. But I'm not too sure. That's an interesting placement for sure. But let's see. Yeah, yellow is there. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I'm probably thinking because of that little white dot. I don't know. Or not white dot, the yellow dot. Pulling it out to check the back now. Or not pulling it out. That's fine. I don't know. I'd say probably a 7. If that dot's there. Because that's on the surface of the card. That's like ink stuff, but it's not like it's like I wouldn't consider that light play. You know, it's not the fault of the owner that went to that. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say that's probably get a 7 because of that ink error. But I don't know. I've personally have never even graded an ink, like a card that has had ink issues like that. It is very clean though, besides that. But let's take a look. So we have another Zard, base set 2 Zard. So the base set 2 Zard. So this one is a little off center. You guys can probably tell on the left side's a bit thicker than the right. So we have that going against us a little bit. Top and bottom look pretty well centered. The hollow of this looks immaculate. Let me just take a look at this this zoom tool here. Right, so like all like right in the bottom left here, very minimal scratching. Very, very clean from what I can tell from that angle. It looks like those are the only 2 pictures. So, and so on the back of this one, kind of similar to, so when we flip it over, right? So this left side is thick, so the right side should also be, and it does look like it is a little bit, but not bad though. Additionally, there's not those little weird like white spots on the button. We do have very mild, and I mean very mild whitening on the corners. So we have some in the bottom left there, a little bit longer, like this one right here. We do have a little bit of, and let me just zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm zooming in on. So we have a little bit of white specks that I think could probably just be wiped off, would be my guess. And then a little bit of whitening in the corner there. But yeah, this card, I think with the centering, I think this card is a pretty strong 8, in my opinion. Because it's the whitening's very mild. The hollow is extremely clean from what I can tell. Maybe like a little bit of scratching here, like by the tongue again, like 1, 2, with my little magnifier here. But I think it's really the centering that's going to kind of drag you down a little bit from that 9 down to an 8 would be my opinion. But very, very solid card for sure. All right, up next, let's take a look. So up next, probably one of the hardest cards to get graded in Jungle is Snorlax. So again, for those who made, because I don't bring this up often, so I'll bring it up here. Normal types are very difficult to get graded. The reason being is that the white cardstock and the white coloring kind of tends to lean also into the hollow as well, for it being neutral or colorless, which will result in scratches being a little bit easier to identify and a little bit easier to come up when reviewing. So cards like Chansey, Dragonite, Snorlax are very hard cards to get as PSA 10s. So when you come across one, they're pretty pricey. So let's take a look. So centering looks pretty good actually on this one. We do see, I don't know if these are hairs. They might be hairs, I'm not too sure. But kind of right underneath the armpit here. I feel like I wouldn't be able to call it near mint. Are you talking about the Snorlax? I just want to make sure that my chat's not delayed. Too bad. Yeah, the first Zard. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Joran. It's like, do you consider it near mint or light play? I didn't think, I just don't, if I had that Zard, I just wouldn't consider it light play. I don't know. But let's see. Yeah, I think this either are little hairs or scratches. I would bet these are hairs. They look hair-like to me. But let's keep on looking. But aside from that, the angle, from this angle specifically, the card looks great. And so I think what DDT is trying to show us here is these scratches. So we do see some scratching. We even see a little bit, I don't even know if these are like almost like dried water droplets or something, which is like right here. Oh, thanks for sharing the live, Phoenix. I appreciate that. We have a little bit of water like dot there and one right there as well. So I'm not too sure what that is. This can probably, so these can probably be removed I would think. Again, using some like mild distilled water and even like a microfiber cloth, you can probably like very, very, very gently like make that microfiber like a little bit moist to wipe those two off. I bet you could do that. I would. If it were my card, that's what I would do. And then again, some really good pictures here on highlighting some of those scratches that really weren't visible from this picture, but are very visible in this one, right? So the more pictures and more angles you can get, the more accurate these assessments can become. So right by the hand there, we do have some scratches. Again, normal types are very hard to get graded. But I would say all things considered, this Snorlax is in really good shape. I really do believe that. And so when we look at these corners, a little bit of mild whitening on the corners on the top left and the bottom left. And some of this little like 1, 2, and I'll kind of highlight them real quick. So 1 and 2, I think those can also be removed with some, Q-tip and some distilled water. Just wipe that off, improve the surface grade. But aside from that, man, this Snorlax is in really good shape. Let's see. But aside from that, I think it's pretty good. So let me actually I think I'm gonna open up the poll for this one. So chat, if you want to vote on what you think this Snorlax would get, I think this is a pretty important one to get some insight on. So again, if you guys want to vote either on YouTube or TikTok, just type in !vote followed by the number you think this Snorlax would get. So here is the front. I think really the only thing we see from here is I think these are hairs underneath the armpit there. And then here are some scratches near the hand in the top left. Have some there as well. And on the back, it's pretty much just mild whitening on the top left and the bottom left corner with some little like dirt marks that can probably be removed and some mild little white dust that can also be removed. So again, if you guys want to vote on what you think it is, just type in !vote followed by the number. And that is what we'll use for the chat grade. But yeah, this Snorlax is this is an absolutely beautiful card, in my opinion. Because every time I see Snorlaxes, they are beat pretty good. So the fact that you have one in this condition is pretty impressive, in my opinion. It's pretty good. And it's a first edition. A first edition Snorlax. Pretty good. All right, so let me close the chat grading. So chat, you guys are thinking 7. So chat is thinking 7. And I really made that 7 look really weird, but it's all right. We're going to run with it. Okay. So what do I think this first edition Snorlax would get? So from this angle, it looks absolutely amazing. Really nothing to kind of point at, with the exception of when we go here, we're starting to see some very mild scratching with the use of this jeweler's magnifier. And from this angle as well, we see some scratches, some mild scratches by the hand. But again, as to be expected for a normal type Pokemon Holo. And so when we flip it over, we see some whitening on this left corner as well, or on the, yeah, so the top left and the bottom left corner, we see some whitening. See some little bits of debris that can be wiped off, including up here by the P, which I think can be easily wiped off. But really the big ones are just kind of some very mild surface wear or edge wear on the top right, some mild whitening on the top left and the bottom left. So I think with a combination of that and some of these scratches that we're seeing both by that, more so by the hand, I would probably agree with chat on this one, that I think this is an extremely strong PSA 7 would be my guess. Because I don't think I think because of the scratches and because of that whitening on the top left and the bottom left, I don't think it would warrant the 8. But a 7 is a pretty strong contender. 100% slabbing these up. What I've learned is that I self-grade at least 1 grade over. Well, there you go. That's a good way of doing a DDT. So yeah, I think definitely get these graded for sure. And if you do, let us know what you get in the Discord. There was one, someone just did Florida, I think. He just got back one of his Gardevoirs that I think we predicted as a 10 that came back as a 10. So that was good. And then there's one more someone posted that I can't remember what it came back as. But I think we were spot on that one as well. All right, next up is the Slow King. So let's take a look. So this card is also pretty difficult to grade, not because it's obviously not a normal type, but I kind of like to call like the Pokemon to Holo ratio. And so what I mean by that is, so other cards that are very similar to this would be Dark Magneton, Slow King, obviously, and Vaporeon, as well as Giovanni's Persian. Those 4 cards, as an example, are extremely hard to get as 10s because their holo takes up so much of the card when compared to the Pokemon that it's associated with. So the Slow King is small in terms of the ratio when compared to the rest of the card. So as a result, there's more surface for for there to be scratches on. So you can kind of see some scratches here and all this like top left corner, this whole blue section, we see scratches kind of all over the card. Aside from that though, the corners and edges look great, centering looks good. So as we kind of look at another angle, which is really nice to have this kind of overexposed light, we kind of see more of those scratches. So definitely has been in like a binder or something like that to kind of see a lot of those scratches. You can kind of see another one here by the foot, kind of carrying over towards the set symbol. And as we flip it over, the back is actually in pretty good shape. Very mild whitening on that top left corner as well as the bottom right corner. Edges look phenomenal. It's very well centered. Again, some more mild whitening on that right side. So I would probably say, ooh, this one's interesting. Because aside from the holo, everything outside the holo on the front is really good. And then the back has, let's see, so let me just mark it just really for my own sanity. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of whitening on the back, but it's really just like how it's like, obviously I've seen worse holo scratching, but it is there. And I've said this before too, that one of the other kind of hidden grading criteria is eye appeal. And when you first look at this card, right, without any additional lighting or any additional angles, we see all of these scratches kind of all in the front of this card. As you know, including here when we kind of shine some more light on it, we have a nice little like small cluster by the ear here. We see some by the feet and everything like that. So I would say probably for this Slow King, I think this is an extremely strong 6 in my opinion. Like because I would probably feel comfortable calling this light play for the amount of scratches that are present on the holo. But again, this card is extremely hard to grade because of the ratio. The Slow King is very small. The holo ratio is extremely big. So there's a lot more surface for those holo scratches to really make an appearance, which is going to result in a lower surface grade. So that's kind of where I'm thinking is probably a PSA 6 in my opinion. So yeah, that is your submission, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing that as always. And let me move on to the next. And as we do, this song is a banger. It's a good one. It's classic. So give it up for DDT, chat. Come up with some really cool cards for us to look at tonight. And so next up, we have some of the OG trio, some more Zard, some more base set, some Team Rocket, which I think is going to start kind of sneaking up there in popularity again with the upcoming release of Team Rocket. So these cards are going to be ones to look at. So yeah, let's take a look for Zach Thomas. So we're going to take a look for Zach Thomas. Yes, DDT, those are great cards. Thank you so much for submitting them too. And if you get them graded, definitely let us know what you get. Definitely let us know. Because it's nice too to you know, to know how accurate we are as a collective, or just kind of put me in check too. Because if I'm wrong, I want to know about it. And trust me, the internet likes telling people that they're wrong, so. Alright, so let's take a look. So first up for Zach is going to be this non-holo first edition Dark Charizard, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look. Centering looks great. Corners look great. Surface looks great. Now I feel like I'm in an elevator. Yeah, you're an elevator looking at cards. So yeah, nothing wrong with the surface. I don't really see too much going on. The back, which is upside down. We do have some mild whitening here on the edges. So we have some right there on the top. As I kind of go counterclockwise here. Don't ask me why I go counterclockwise or clockwise. I really don't know. Sometimes I just do. And let me zoom out so you guys can see a little bit better. So we have... So the top part's actually pretty good. It's really just the bottom and the sides. So we have some whitening here. Let me clear that from the other card. So we have some whitening here, here, and here. But besides that, this card is in actually pretty good shape. So we look at the front and then compared to the back. I'd probably say this is a pretty solid 8. Would be my guess, honestly. But this card, yeah, the surface of this card is like, just obviously just from the one angle we have, this card looks to be in very good shape. I think it's just the picture that's upside down. I don't think it's actually like printed that way. If it was, that'd be a crazy error if it was printed that way. But I think it was just taken. Just the card is just flipped upside down. But yeah, I would probably say that this Dark Charizard specifically would get an 8, which is really good. That's really good in my opinion. All right, next up is the Zard. Another Zard, but this is like the fourth Zard tonight. Corners look good. Centering looks great. Have a little bit of dirt there on that top right corner. Hopefully, I'm going to zoom in. Not that much. See if you guys can see it. And actually, I'm kind of glad I did that because it's kind of it's kind of like bleeding over. That's not it. Let's see. It's kind of bleeding over into the, there we go. Because now I can just do this. There we go. So yeah, so as I zoom in here, we have a little bit of dirt here on that top right corner. Some more variety. Yeah, right, Joran? We're beggars and we can be choosers. So centering's great. Some scratches here on that top left. Arnold, I'm afraid to send my cards to get graded. I'm afraid they will get messed up or lost. Yeah, that's honestly probably the biggest fear most people have, which is totally fair, in my opinion. But you know, as long as you kind of follow their guidelines as much as you can, there's like, I've been doing it for a while, and knock on wood, I haven't had any major issues. So as long as you just follow what they say, it's pretty good. It's a pretty easy experience. Right? Not well. Yeah, it's the sentimental Charizard, man. All right, so we got some scratches there on the fire. The back, however, is a little beat up. So it's a little bit zoomed out, but we can kind of, or not zoomed in. It's unfocused, but we can still highlight some stuff. So we have some whitening here, here, here. Pretty significant down there. Down there. Some whitening here. So pretty much just whitening all on the bottom and the top. I'll let you know in 6 to 8 months, right? Arnold, so I have never sent to grade because it's a process. Yeah, and that's honestly why I kind of like doing these grade reviews, because if you just want like just a general idea on what your cards might get, this is what's kind of cool, is you kind of just do this for free, just have kind of fun with it a little bit, you know, and improve from those who do decide to submit, like DDT. So hopefully when DDT submits theirs, and you know, however long, 3 to 6 or 9 months it takes for them to turn it around and return it, I hope, fingers crossed, that DDT will let us know what they get, so that we can kind of compare what we thought during stream and what it actually comes out as, which is always so cool. But yeah, if you want to know more on how to submit, I can certainly tell you what those instructions are. It's very easy. Very easy. And you don't have to send me, or you don't have to ship me your cards. You just take a picture of them. So yeah, so let me save the picture so I can kind of flick on before and after. So I think the whitening is pretty apparent on the back. And so I'm just trying to think, because the front of the card, based off what I'm seeing, the scratching is pretty minimal. I would say like, you know, because of this big scratch, we're kind of leaning more into that Slow King territory of like kind of like 7 to 6. But with the amount of whitening on the back, I'm still kind of leaning more towards a 6. I'm not quite there yet for a 5. And the reason being is because from what I can tell, again, this picture's a little bit blurry on the back, so I kind of have to have a little asterisk here. But since we don't see any bends or creases or anything like other like larger-ish issues, we're starting to get into that like 10 area. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I had to talk IRL for a second. So let's 10K likes, really? There's no way. On my end, it looks like there's like 8K, I think, or almost 8K. But yeah, so I'm thinking that this card will get you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I really do. It really means a lot. But yeah, I think this card probably get a 6, in my opinion, just because of the amount of whitening. But I don't think it's bad enough to get the 5, based off of what we're seeing here. Now, granted, you know, if we saw this a little bit more zoomed in or more in focus, if there's more issues, you know, it could probably warrant the 5. So we kind of have to put like a little 6 asterisk there because of the little bit of blur, but not too bad. All right, next up, another dark type, or as the old collector's guides used to call them, the bad Blastoise or the bad Charizard. My fingers. You guys are going crazy. TikTok stealing likes. Well, that's not good. All right. So unlimited non-hollow dark Blastoise. The stance, he is ready for some sumo action. So let's take a look. Centering looks a little off center on the right side, but not too bad though. As well as a little bit thicker on the top, but not too bad as well. Surface looks great. And then as for the back, we do see some whitening there on that left side, as well as that bottom left. But the top edge looks great. The top right corner looks good. The right edge looks good. In the bottom left corner, I think that looks good. So I'd say for me, this is probably a pretty easy 6 for me, because we do see some scratches here on near the shellfish, as well as some of that whitening on the back. But yeah, I think that's a pretty quick 6 for me. And I'm gonna be right back because I have to go to the bathroom because that seltzer is going right through me. I'll be right back. From IRL talks to IRL restroom. You guys got it. And I wash my hands. And I wash my hands. All right, so yeah, so that was the 6. Ooh, Blastoise. Let's see. First thing we look for. I'm not going to, for those of you who are frequent flyers, I'm not going to ask you the same question again. But we are going to look. It is not the error. Unfortunate. Still a good card, but it is not the error. So let's keep on looking. So centering looks pretty good. There is some dirt and debris and gunk kind of on the top. So this is a really good, so in my opinion, this would be a really good example of cleaning the card. Will do some pretty good things to the grade. So at least you won't get sprayed when it's, that's true, Joran. That's very true. There's a lot of stinkers in my shop, which will hopefully I'll stream tonight, that I've had to spray religiously. So yeah, no stinkers for sure. And I'm definitely gonna be streaming that after a grade review, so definitely stay around if you want to watch me spray some stinky TCG players. And we hit 10K. Thank you guys so much for all the 10K likes. Thank you. You guys are the best. So yeah, I think this could definitely go through some cleaning to kind of get rid of that dirt. But besides that, we have some corner issues. We have some whitening on those on that top left corner. Bottom left corner looks good. The bottom right has some mild whitening, and the top right also has some mild whitening. We have some scratches. So there's just a lot of just like kind of normal or as to be expected wear and tear, in my opinion, on the front. So as we flip it over on the back, we're definitely starting to see a little bit more than just some surface and corner issues. So we have some corner issues on the top right, the top left. We almost have like a little, like almost like a slight bend on that top left. The bottom left, we have some whitening, as well as the bottom and the bottom right and the right side as well. So there's definitely a lot of going on. We have some surface issues on the back. Yeah, we just got a lot of stuff going on with this on this Blastoise. So I think if it went through some of this cleaning, you know, you could probably get rid of some of this issues on the top and the yellow border, and maybe some on, I gotta double check, some on the Pokeball as well. But aside from that, you know, we have some of that whitening on the back. We have a pretty larger bit of whitening on that edge, in addition to some of the scratching. But yeah, I'm probably thinking like if it can be cleaned, a 6. If it can't, would be a 5. Would be my opinion for this Blastoise. Which, you know, again, get rid of some of that on the edge, especially on the bottom too, which I was kind of noticing. We got some stuff there. So I feel like if we got rid of that, you could probably get it to a potential 6. But yeah. And then next, but not least, is the Venusaur. I think the Pika Rumble card I said next week is peak of what cleaning could potentially. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it for sure. So this one is a little off center from the right. So we have a little bit of thickness on that right side compared to the left. Top and bottom look good. I am seeing some, let's see, some dirt there again that could probably benefit from some cleaning, in the top left corner as well. But the surface so far from this lighting looks good. Aside from that, and on the back actually looks pretty good. A lot better than the Blastoise. I think this either can be removed or it's chipped off. That's kind of tough to tell. My gut says that that's not something that can be removed, and which case that it's probably that blue layer that was removed from that spot would be my guess. But the corners look really good. The edges look really sharp and clean, both on the top and the bottom, because I think this is kind of just lighting more than any issues. So really good, in my opinion, really good shape. So I'd say with the centering and the condition of the hollow, I'd probably say a 7, maybe an 8. But I think I would say if this is like actually chipped off, like with the condition of the rest of the card, I think you're still pulling a 7. And not seeing any scratches on the hollow foil itself, I think you're probably looking at a good 7, in my opinion, for this Venusaur base set 2. So yeah, so thank you, Zach, for that submission. And next up, we got some Pidgeot EXs to look at. I think this is just the one. We got that. We got a Vileplume EX we got to look at. We got some other modern stuff. And then as a reminder, you guys, we are doing a giveaway that ends in about a week for hitting 9K. So if you want to enter in, it's a completely free giveaway to enter in. All you have to do is click the link in the bio and you'll be met with this 9,000 follower milestone giveaway. All you got to do is click that, go over here and just fill out all this information just to, you know, verify that you're following the Discord. And the more entries you make, or the more actions you do, the more entries you have. Is within the United States. I'm very sorry, Joran. I appreciate all the love and support. But customs is a pain. I've tried it before and it was not a good time. None, thanks so much for following. I appreciate it. So yeah, completely free. This is a mystery box that I've made. Some other information can be found in these links as well. But definitely check that out. It's completely free. And if you guys also want your cards reviewed in a future grade review, which is also free, it's like I'm giving stuff away. In the same link tree, all you got to do is click this Discord icon and it'll just link you to the Discord. So all you have to do is go through the onboarding procedure. It's like 2 minutes, like 1 to 2 minutes. It's really not that long, super easy. And you just submit your cards in the grade review channel and I review them every Wednesday. And that's pretty much it. But always a fun time. So let's get into it. So the Pidgeot, I think this is the same one. I think this is the same Pidgeot, from what I can tell. So again, we're really looking just at the front and the back. So the front of this, I might have to kind of do some weird posturing here because the picture is kind of like tucked. Yeah, it's yours. Okay. So, oh yeah, it's rare when someone's TikTok name actually matches their Discord name. Okay, here we go. This one's a little bit better. So the centering looks good on that. The only thing that I can tell, and since you're actually here, you can kind of clarify this, is there's a little bit of what appears to be whitening on this bottom edge. So we have one right here, and I'll kind of highlight it real quick with the pen tool. So we have one right here, and that was a really bad one. So one right there, and then potentially some right here. So if we could get confirmation on those, that would be great. Additionally, though, without needing confirmation, it does look a little off center on this right side compared to the left. So I think because of that, you know, you're barely missing the PSA 10 in my opinion. And I would say you definitely are, if this bottom part and those bits of whitening that I can kind of see in this image is in fact something you cannot remove. And I think it is that because this other angle that you have with the more exposed lighting shows that there's a little bit of whitening here on that bottom edge, which will result in the card not getting the PSA 10, unfortunately. But I'd still say, you know, you're still within like that PSA 9. But again, for modern, just based off my experience, and a lot of other people say this as well, not just myself, it's pretty much 10 or bust when it comes to trying to resell PSA graded cards that are modern, just because the print quality is so much better. Okay, so next up we have from N, which is the Vileplume GX, some of the kind of the OG full art trainer gallery cards, which is always super cool. So let's take a look. So I think the centering on this one, again, it seems like it's very right heavy tonight, that we have some centering issues, which is really interesting. So what I'm seeing is we don't count, because I've looked at this from other submissions that I've had for similar cards. We're actually not considering the black line. We're considering just the silver. And so as we look at this, the right side is looking a little bit thicker than the left. So the centering is going to be a little off on this one. So as we flip it over, so this is more confirmation as well, because on the right side, if this flips up like backwards, if it flips on the other side, this right side will be on the left. So when it is, so it's a little bit thicker on the right side, it should be thicker on the left side as well, and it is. So we do see that slightly off center on that right compared to the left. Additionally, the other thing that we see which could benefit from a cleaning is removing this, whatever that is in that white part of the Pokeball. To remove that will boost up the surface grade a little bit, which is good. Actually, a lot of bit in my opinion, because that's pretty noticeable. Whatever this is, that's pretty noticeable. Yeah. Aside from that, it's really just the centering. So I'd probably say if you can remove this, and as well as that I'm not seeing anything, because I think this is a hair, from what I can tell right here, that just might be a hair. But the surface of this card is in pretty good shape. So therefore, I think this would probably get the 8 because of the centering. I don't think it's that bad to get a 7 if you can remove this. Like if you can remove that part. So I think that's a pretty good candidate. So let me do that. And then next up we have, you're in streamer mode and I can't see your name. So we have Vegeta, which I'm basing solely off your profile picture. All right. So Vileplume is done. All right. So next up we have the non-promo Mew from 151 over in Japan. So let's take a look. Centering looks good. Nothing wrong there. Let's flip it over. Yeah, I think this is good. The only thing I can see though is, but I don't know if it's just the picture being taken, is that there is maybe a scratch here. I'm not sure, as well as on this side. But I think the fronts might be. It's always so hard to tell certain scratches on textured foils like these. It's very difficult. But I'd say it looks very well centered. There's no whitening on the corners. The only thing is if this is a scratch by the left of the P, or if this is a scratch, you probably won't get the 10. But if they are not, then I think it's a good 10 contender. It looks very well centered. There's nothing wrong with the corners. I think you should be good. The Unigaba Pikachu, very cool. Let's take a look. Centering looks great. Corners look good. Maybe a little off center on this left side compared to the right, but I think you might be within that range of having it be okay. He definitely looks goofy, Jordan, that's for sure. He is looking extremely mad. Maybe we can do a little art on him. There we go. See, we can always have fun with the tool. Doesn't always have to be just so serious. Doing some thunderbolts. That's how it actually should be. The Galaxia Gaming altered art. Making a little mad. Yeah, same thing. Corners look great. Centering looks good. Maybe something here, but I might just be nitpicking. Just like a little like dot or something, but that might be nothing. So 1 of 1. You've heard it here first. We'll do a little. There we go. That'll be my doodle. There we go. Oh, the 1 of 1. Galaxia Gaming, Unigaba, collab, Pikachu. There you go. But yeah, I'd say this probably is in pretty good shape, in my opinion. To where it would, I think it would warrant a 10, unless there's something that we can't see in like this reverse hollow section. I think this should be a pretty good shot at a 10. And then Erica. Let's see. Centering looks great on this card. And no noticeable whitening on the back. I think this is a strong. I think those are all strong 10s. In my opinion, I think those are some pretty good shots at some 10s, which is great. And so last, but certainly not least, we have M. Got the another Korokoro Mew. My favorite Mew of all time is the Korokoro Mew. So let's take a look. So first up is the Gengar EX. These old school EXs were so good. Were so peak. So let's see. So centering looks great. Corners look great. Nothing wrong from what I can tell from this angle from the surface. You know, I'm really looking at these white parts, like kind of like where the smoke is, I guess if you can call it that. Because it's really where my eye would be looking at. Oh, he's definitely up to something for sure, Jordan, for sure. But yeah, really good looking card. I love this card so much. No scratches. It's like another spot I really like to look on these EXs is the border. I don't see any major scratches there. I actually don't see any. And as we flip it over, man, this card is extremely clean. The only thing that I can see is the whitening here on that top right corner. Very, very minimal. And aside from that, the corners look really good. The surface looks really good. Man, I think you got a pretty good... Unless there's some other scratches that we can't see from here, the surface looks immaculate on both the front and the back. It's really just that little mild whitening on the back. But since it's so well centered in the surface and the corners look really good, I still think you might be able to... If if it looks as good as it does on screen as it does in person, I think you're looking at a good 9. Maybe an 8, depending on how bad the whitening is here in that top right corner. But this card is in really good shape, dude. I can't get over it. That's amazing. So I'd say I would submit this regardless, because again, this is back in 2004, right? So yes, I think it's a 9 contender, but I would still submit it because of its age is essentially what I would still do. And then next, the Koro Mew. It's a little fat on the bottom, so it's a little bit thicker on the bottom than it is on the top. And then the left and the right looks good. Surface looks really good. It's pretty high exposure, which is totally fine. I'm not like gonna harp on it too much, but we can't really see too much scratch if there is any scratching here. Yeah, the front looks pretty decent. If we flip it over, wow, that is that is wildly off center. that caught me off pretty significantly. That is crazy. So now we're in the realm of does this constitute as an OC? And again, the first thing I really want to look for is those alignment dots, and I don't see them on here. So I don't think it would get, well, it might, because it's at the grader's discretion. Normally for me, like my kind of rule of thumb for the grading qualifiers for off center is if it has the alignment dots or not. This one doesn't appear to have the alignment dots, but that is like extremely off center. To the point where if it doesn't, you're probably looking at like a 7 or an 8 maybe. Because the front looks really good. I'd say probably a 7 because I am seeing some like looking more at like the front of the corners. It's more just to see if there's off center on the front as well. We do have some like fraying here in the left corner, but aside from that, the rest of it looks pretty good. Maybe some very mild scratching by the eyes here. But man, that back is wild. But the corners look good. It's just really off center. So I'd probably say like, probably a 7 in my opinion, because the front does have a little bit of issues, but the back is crazy. That is nuts. But yeah, really good cards to end on. Before we hop into playing TCG Card Shop Simulator. So again, if you guys want your cards reviewed for a future episode of Grade Review, we do this every Wednesday. Just look at the link in the bio or in the description where if you're watching me on YouTube or TikTok, you'll go to my link tree. And here, all you have to do is just click or tap the Discord icon. It'll send you an invite to the Discord. And you just sign up there. You just go through an onboarding process. It takes very little time, and then you just submit your pictures in the grade review, and we'll review them on a Wednesday during another grade review stream. And again, since we also are here, we have hit the 9K follower milestone on TikTok, so we are doing a giveaway that ends in about a week. So if you want your shot at a free Galaxia Gaming mystery box, all you have to do is just sign up for the giveaway. Here's all your chances. The more entries you have, the more chances you have to win. It's a $50 value, I believe, from what I remember. But yeah, it's about 8 days left, so definitely check that out. Unfortunately, it's just the United States only. So definitely check that out as my token of appreciation for you guys following and showing so much support. It really does mean a lot. So definitely check that out. All right, so now we are going to first switch over to just chatting because I'm going to get the TCG Card Pack Simulator game up and running. So let me find where the heck the icon is. There it is. Totally makes sense, Jordan. Thank you so much for staying up as late as you did, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love and support. It really does mean a lot. Well, have a good night. Now it's time to open up some virtual packs. So let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't even know how... I don't even think it'll let me change... Like, won't let me change, Have fun at the show. Oh, I will. I'll be spraying stinkers for you, for sure. Let me see if I can change the title from Streamlabs. I don't know if I can or not. Let's see. Will it let me do it here, actually? Let me check. Yeah, it's just going to be showing... Yeah, it's alright. Not schedule stream, not that. Not that. That's alright. Alright, TCG Card Shop Simulator. So we are going to continue on. So I definitely went a little ahead. And got most of the boring stuff out of the way. So now we're just going to get right into it. I think we started day 1, and now we're on day like 32. So let me just mute my music here because I really want to have the ambiance of owning a TCG card shop. So let's get into it. It's game time now. All right. Everyone already lining up at the door. So here's the big changes, chat. So we have anti-stink devices, right? We have 3 of them. We have more space for tables. We have a little bit better assortment of cards. And we have some plushies. We have some new organization. I want to make it a little bit better, but I want to get a little bit more room. So our big thing is to get a little bit more room, maybe get a little bit more display cases, just so I'm not running back and forth, and we are open for business. Let them in, chat. Let them in. You are back, Betty. You're back just in time for me to blast. I'm basically playing Bloon Tower Defense with these anti-stink devices, which is like so funny because like I'll see some stinkers, and that is so loud. Hold on. Sound it. We're gonna lower these just a little bit. There we go. So we're gonna see. So like I said, I said I wasn't gonna go far, and we are in day 32. So I love Bloon Tower Defense was so good. Another good game that I cannot recommend enough, that I might play on stream, is Slay the Spire. I absolutely love Slay the Spire. It's probably one of my, like, all-time, probably, like, top 5 favorite games of all time. I love Slay the Spire. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, Bloons, I love Bloons. Like, growing up in high school, like, when I was able... I think I got, like... When I first got, like, my first iPod Touch, I was able to play, like, Bloons Tower Defense 2 or 3 when it first came out on the App Store. I was addicted. I love tower defense games. But yeah, super cool. The current one was the first one I ever played, yeah. Yeah, I played when the first iPod Touch came out. That was like the one where you could like pretend to like drink water. It was so funny. Like the old apps for the old like touch devices were so funny. It's like, oh, like make a fart noise or like pretend to like drink water or whatever. It was just so funny. All right, we gotta stock up on some cards here soon. That was a big one, 63. So this is what I have so far, chat. Nothing crazy. So these are the cards that I've like are the most expensive since I've pulled. And those are more of like if I absolutely, it's like a in case of emergency, break glass kind of setup over there. What could be TOS? What? Breaking glass? Oh no. I've been had. Oh, see here. So here's the stinker. Here's the balloon tower defense. Here's my towers. Boom. Boom. Clean as a whistle. Look at that. My towers pop the balloons. 30. Alright, so we do have to do a little restocking of the bulk. That's probably the one recommendation that I'd probably make for this game is just like the ability to better like process bulk. In high school, we mainly played COD or Town of Salem. Ooh, Town of Salem was so much fun. That's a game that's been that I haven't played in a minute. Yeah, this game is just like, this is such a nice like chiller game. Like I finished grade review, I finished like all the other stuff, like talking about like, you know, market trends or whatever, and now I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling, talking with chat. If I have to twist your arm about it, Phoenix. My bad for making you play a fun game. The simulators are always just so funny to me. It's like, you know, we all have jobs and we just like come back and we just play a game of that is about you playing another job. It's just so funny. Oh, this is definitely a guilty pleasure game for me, for sure. Cause it's like I can role play the idea of having a physical card shop without doing any of like the hard work or like the am I gonna be able to eat? You know what I mean? So it is a nice guilty pleasure, and I'm so grateful that you told me to get it. And then you guys can see my strategy on what allows me, I guess, like how I allow myself to open packs, and that's at the end of the shift. And we're gonna be ripping some for sure. What else do I need? Let's see. Is anyone waiting? Yes, they are. Yeah, this game is super chill, super fun. Oh, I'm sure I would have, but I think like I would have been like, I don't know if I want to buy it or if I want to stream it or stuff like that. So, but I'm definitely glad I did because it's very just like I'm just chilling, talking with chat. You know, because like again, that's why like so for those of you who have stayed or have been here for this stream. How do you guys like the new kind of like style format? I really like it, to be honest. I like that I can do a little bit more on Wednesdays instead of just doing grade review. So I have a chance to like talk with you guys a little bit more, is what I really like. Oh, tower defense, blast him. Get him, there it is. I like to, like, I'm not even considering like all of that like spray just going over all the cards. It's just like, the cards won't mind. It released the day I told you, I think. Yeah, I think it was like even like earlier, it's like a beta release or something. That's what I like too, Betty, too. Because like, I was really feeling bad for the people who, you know, like you and Phoenix and Civic and Chris and other people who, you know, are like frequent flyers or people who like to come a lot. You know, I want to be able to provide more for you guys too than just grade review. Like I like doing grade review. Like I'm not saying I don't, but I do have to repeat a lot of things, and it's kind of like you guys kind of get like the format of it. So being able to like chunk it up a little bit is really nice. And I think for me, the biggest saving grace has been dropping it down to between 15 to 20 cards per stream. because it does get a little bit repetitive from what I've felt. Like once you kind of get past the 15 mark, and you know, for streaming, you want to make sure that people are engaged, right? So, but I like it a lot. I like the new format, and it allows me on Mondays to be able to edit a little bit more. But enough about that. We are here to sell product. Let's see. So the stinkers have been getting blasted, and the other thing too that we found out is we have to turn on the lights. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that I had to turn on the lights, but it did. See, I learned all these mistakes off stream, chat. Because otherwise, all my players would still be in the actual dark. All right, so we need to stock up on cards, and this is like a, if I could just have a magic binder that just auto sorted, that if I had a genie, that's probably what I would wish for, is just have a magical binder where I can put all my cards into it, and all I have to do is just click a button that auto sorts it all by price and is accurate. That would be amazing. Like that alone is what I don't even need a full-time employee for the shop. The fact that I have a full-time employee and just the sorting of a binder alone is enough. Like, but I was looking at some of the employees, and some of their resumes are pretty hilarious. Yeah, she's like buying me out. 240 bucks. Yeah, she like bought me out. Alright, so we need to order, I don't know why I said it like that. We need that. Probably 4 there. We definitely need, do I have basic? Basic card box, rare card box. We need one more, probably an 8. So far, we're doing good. I might need some more sleeves. But my towers are definitely defending me against the stinkers for sure. Oh, here's another one. Here's another stinker. Let's watch him get blasted. Oh, that was like instant. Actually instantaneous. Boom. Yep, so I need more of that. 165. The other degen thing I have on here is an auto opener. What else? I need more dice. Nope, I just put more dice in the wrong spot. Dice go here. There we go. I feel like too there's gonna be like in Bloons, there's gonna be a big blimp of like a big stinker that like passes all of my defenses. I was gonna lose because of it. Oh yeah, I got new shelving. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played this on stream. I have new shelving. The efficiency is amazing. I love it. Put some box up here. Let's see. Any more plushies? We do. So we need more professional sleeves. This is gonna be my 20 case like that. That's donezo. Okay, so we need sleeves for both, I think. Let's see. So we have 18. No. Maybe also incorporate Twitch too. Yeah, I think I might do, because the other thing I have to figure out is how to switch, like, once I'm live on Streamlabs, I don't know how to switch titles. I don't know if I need to, like, have a moderator do it, or, like, me log into the, like, the portal to actually change it. But I know Twitch has implemented YouTube clipping. Well, that's good. I mean, I can do, like, I can probably just stream right into Twitch too. Because I can stream, because with the subscription for Streamlabs, I can stream to more than just YouTube and TikTok. I can also do Twitch, so I might even try that. It's really just my PC being able to handle it is really my biggest worry, because I don't have like a streaming PC, and I don't know how it will work with streaming to 3 streaming platforms simultaneously. I'm not too sure, but it'd probably be worth a shot just to do like a test stream and see just how it goes. All right, so now we get into the greedy part of what do I open. So first we do this. You guys get to see the magic of me opening up cards here. All right, so that's filled. Got that filled. One more. Okay, so we are going to buy. So probably. We're gonna do. Boom, boom, boom. And then what else do I need? I need pro sleeves. Pro sleeves. I don't need red dice. I need a deck box. Or do I? Can I put one more in there? No, I can't. I can't put a bat. I was able to get these bats. Take up a lot of space for whatever reason. Okay, so let us place the order. Boom. And now let's just have them just sit on the street. What a lazy UPS driver. Just dumps all my product onto the sidewalk. Okay, so this goes into overflow. Boom. And then whatever we have left over is what we open. There we go. So 26 of those. The orange ones for me have been the best ones to open. Alright, 64 of these. Too lazy to configure my OBS. I hear you. It's a lot. It really is, like, messing around with, like, all the settings and stuff. Like, even like, for the Streamlabs stuff, like, even, like, changing a scene. It's like, oh, man, like, it is just, like, so much. It's just, like, so much. Everything's just so much work. So I totally hear that, for sure. Alright, what else do we have? 2 more boxes. Load that up. And maybe when I'm done opening packs, we can because I kind of want to reorganize the lay of the land here a little bit. Alright, some more overflow. I think. Yep, okay. So overflow there. All my data didn't transfer? Oh no. That's not good. Alright. So let's open these up. Let's see. We're going to take 1 per. go. So we're looking for big ones. We're looking for we're super greedy now. We need anything that's like $50 plus. I'm not gonna settle for $4 cards. I'm not settling for $10 cards. We are looking for the juice. And this is not how we get there. See now you can see my luck in real time. Like, this is, like, what you're observing is the reason why I don't buy sealed product in real life. My luck is atrocious. Like, look how much money I have to spend to even get anything worthwhile. Like, you guys are seeing it in real time. I'm literally just here to suffer. I'm telling you, the orange packs, maybe I have to, okay. Maybe I have to do a ritual. Maybe I have to basically tell the packs that if you're gonna be trash, might as well open you up in the trash. So they're in the trash pile right now. So opening up trash cards on top of the trash. Here we go. See? That one did not want to belong in the trash. It's an $18 card. We're looking for 50s or above. We want the fat, juicy pulls. See? The cards are trying to escape. The good ones are trying to escape out of the trash. The trash strat is working. We just need the bigger ones. Not good enough. We need to go up. Up, chat. Up. See, and then that's what's nice. You don't give me good cards, I just trash you immediately. I just dump you right in there. Come on. And then Betty, if you're here, you're gonna tell me what box to open up next. All right. We're gonna bunny hop back into the shop. Leave my door wide open because it won't let me close the shop. You can up the speed on pack opening. Jeez, I thought I was even. Oh, this. Phoenix, I don't know if you just realized what you just done, but now you have like made the addiction that much faster. But I love it. I love you because of it. So we're gonna crank it probably like right there. Right there. All right. So which one, Betty? We got the orange. We got the blue. Or we got the purple. We just opened the orange. So what do we got? And then Phoenix, you can give me the next one. Now that we're gonna be blowing through these. We got blue. Oh, sure, purple. I don't even know why I asked. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna do this. So Phoenix, now I'm gonna teach you something. Okay? This is how you actually open up the pack. So first you go outside. You leave your door wide open so anyone can come in. Raccoons, thieves, anyone. Next, you jump on this and you jump on the mailbox. There you go. So now we're on the mailbox. And now we're gonna stare into the sky and we're gonna open them up. That speed is insane. I love it. Faster. Trash. Next. The mailbox strat never fails to amaze me. That's what I'm looking for, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I love that this goes by so fast. That setting has changed my life. So far, the trash strat and the mailbox strat have been the best. So mailbox and trash have been the best. All right, we're gonna open up you. And so now, all right, so now what are we thinking? I think that that's not gonna work again. So instead, let's see. Instead, we're going to, can we hide in the bush? We can't hide in the bush. So actually, no, we're gonna stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop, but stoop kid is not afraid to open up packs. Let's go. Stoop kid is not afraid to open up packs. Stoop kid is never afraid to open up packs. Attaboy. You guys watch Hey Arnold growing up? Or am I dating myself? I really hope I'm not dating myself. 28 bucks. Stoop kid is loving the purple packs. Beautiful. Boom. All right, Phoenix, what packs? Oh, I just... Let's see. Am I glitching my packs out? You... Well, so far we got the orange, the blue, and the purple. I don't think I have bought the licensing for the legendaries yet. Which I am going to now. And I'm going to buy 2 of them. Boom. And I actually need, like... I need to restructure. Now that I have those legendaries, I need to, Oh. Could you imagine just, like, watching a store owner just, like, jumping on his tables, just, like, knocking his stuff all over the place? Alright. Oh, for sure. Alright, so if I were... So, I have to channel here. So if I were Phoenix, where would I want to open these packs? I think Phoenix would want... I know what he's going to do. So Phoenix, you really would want to hop on, like, only open on storm drains. On sewage cap. You're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle at heart. Let's go. There you go, Donatello. Attaboy. Manhole cover. I don't know why I was, my brain is fried. I don't know why I couldn't call it a manhole cover. But his Donatello got me a $71 card. Attaboy. $22, there we go. That's what I'm saying. Well, your Raphael is helping me on this manhole cover. As we're looking at the... Attaboy, Phoenix. Come on. Even more. Up it up. Dare I ask for a $200 card right now? Dare I ask for a $200 card? Come on. Alright, Vic, what are we opening up? We got blue, orange, purple, and red. What are we opening up? Some people call them frisbees. Legendary. All right. Let's do it. Vic, I feel like you want to see the Cheesy Bites Pizza Hot and Ready. We're going to have it right in the... We're going to have it the cheesy strat. have the pizza in the bottom right corner. You guys can't see it. There we go. Cheesy on the right. The cheesy open. $111 car. That's what I like to see. The cheese strat is working. Again. Cheese strat, so far so good. We have Raphael 36. All right, we'll take it. We're looking for more though. The only thing is I don't understand, like, because you can get ghost rares out of any pack. Is that how that works? So I would imagine so, right? Because I don't think there's any other, unless you get them out of these, whatever these are. Destiny, rare Destiny, like the Destiny packs. Is that where you get them out of? Because I don't really want to, like, spoil it too much for myself, but at the same time, I want to know. Alright. Another mailbox strat. Mailbox strat, into the sky. Let's go. $14 card, getting me excited for no reason. Next. Yep. Come on. $13. Next. Come on. We want 50 or 42. But we need more than that. Up. Go up. Higher. Higher, chat. The mailbox strat has never failed me before. It's crazy that I can feel my dopamine just sapped the higher price of cards we get. We need stocks to go up. Here, let's apartment 41. Will 41 be the move? We're getting there. $32. We gotta go above 50 though. We gotta go above 50. That's 15. Up. Stocks go up in this house. If they don't go up, there's a problem. Big! What is that? That is big. The apartment 41 strat, is that the best one so far? What is that? That's not a rainbow rare? What is that? It's a $319 card. It's not that, like, expensive, but Ghost? Attaboy, the Ghost of 41. Yeah, the 41 strat. I think that's the move. I will say some of the card art does look pretty sick. Let's compare that to 43. Let's see if 41 or 43 is better. Is apartment 41 or 43 better at packs? It's trying. 43 is trying. Come on now. Not too hot right now. Apartment 43 not doing too good. It's trying. Yeah, 41 blew away apartment 43. For sure. 41 is the wave for sure. Dude, Vic, I'm telling you, I'm right there with you, dude. I was just saying that this is such a nice, like, it's a nice, like, itch to scratch at, like, the desire to buy product, because my luck is dude, it's awful. My pack opening for Pokemon for me is atrocious. That's why I don't do it anymore. With this, it's amazing. But anyway, I think I'm gonna call it there, though. I am actually pretty hungry, so I'm gonna get some food before I go to bed. It was kind of fun opening up those packs, though. I didn't even realize I was even level 20 to get those. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the new format. I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely going to be something I'm going to stick with. Where if you're just coming in, where I do more than just grade reviews. So I started today at 7 and I'm ending around 10. So about a 3-hour stream for a Wednesday, which I think is pretty good for me. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with it for sure and see how people like it. And again, I have the giveaway. The link is in the bio for the link tree. It's just a 9K follower giveaway for TikTok. Make sure to do sign up for that. Again, it's completely free. What else? I have a show coming up in 3 weeks that I'm going to be showing kind of behind the scenes on how I'm preparing for that. Also in the Discord, I'm going to be announcing the early access codes for the cleaning service for Discord members exclusively to start, which is going to be exciting. So definitely look for that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. We had 11K likes today on TikTok, which is huge, and a lot of engagement on YouTube today. So super excited for that. So yeah, I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. It really does mean a lot that you've stuck around. And until next time, I'll either talk to you in Discord or I'll see you in the next stream.